All right, so we're on the first floor. We'll go up.
Does this work?
I don't know yet.
You're looking inside the old Rever's Marina building in downtown Rockford. That's Tig Dickey, the building's owner. He's messing with me about the elevator, which works just fine inside this more than 140-year-old building.
All right, so we're on the second floor.
The last time most people saw inside this building was in 2020, when it was featured on an episode of the History Channel's American Pickers, and it was stocked with boats and other vehicles.
Incredible how much stuff was in this building, and forklifts and snowmobiles, just incredible amounts of inventory.
Dickey bought the building through an LLC in July, and he's shaping plans to transform it into a spot for spacious apartments and businesses.
So we're taking 3 floors, approximately 30,000 square feet, and turning into apartments. Probably some of the largest ones in town, because I, for one, like space. I think others would too. So we have large apartments on 3 floors, and then a commercial business space on 1 floor, 10,000 square feet. We're not sure if it's going to be 2 or 3 total spaces, but that's what's available. And then the lower level should be dockside dining, food, restaurant, hospitality of some sort. We think overall that is best for downtown, and everybody can benefit from that. The building is actually incredibly strong. It's designed, like we had a structural engineer evaluate this, 200 pounds per square foot is the capacity of the floor. And when we bought the building, he had, I think it was 65 boats and vehicles in this building.
The vehicles have all been cleared out now, and preparations are underway to get ready for construction.
It's kind of funny. This is rather small compared to that iconic building, but it's approximately a $7.5 to $8.5 million renovation project. We've already started doing some minimal interior demolition. The roof's replaced. Our architect is actively working around the clock on doing the best layout for efficiency of getting people to and from the building for commercial, hospitality, and for apartments. We believe the plan should be completed in probably 90 days, and we hope to submit for historic tax credits for their approval in about 4 to 6 months, and then city permitting about that same timeline, and really start doing the development portion of this, within 12 months we want to start. And it should be about a 12-month development overall. Out here, there used to be rails here. This was built before vehicles existed. So it was a depot. There's a coal chute that was on top. But this is where they would load and unload goods. Originally, this was built for Rockford Wholesale Grocery Company. In 1964, the Rever family bought this building to turn into a marina. As you tell, we don't have many horse and buggies anymore. So the rails are gone, but this is one of the last train depots that really are in existence in Rockford. So it's kind of cool, and it is original, needs a lot of repair, but it's kind of fascinating that it is original and it has purpose. So over in this corner is the head honcho's office, creme de la creme. So back then, like when this was built, to have your own fireplace, leather pointed upholstery, and leather inserts on the walls, and individual lights, which I don't know if they were gas or electric, like this was special. And they had their own door that could go around. There were steps that went across back then. This was fancy, and at some point in time, for some reason, somebody just took white paint and painted everything. So this is an important space to me that I'm going to bring back to exactly what it was. It just will take a lot of time to make sure we get the right color leather and use as much original pieces as we can. So as far as the building, it's fairly bland and not very cool, but the only original spaces are what you see here. This is original architecture and materials used in a space. We're going to take out all added walls that are not historic, but this is a finished space that was historic at that time and era. There are some cool elements that I do like. We're trying to incorporate in the future use. So way back in the day, we're talking 1880s, there's a long hallway that came out from the depot. All the way, people walk through here after they've rode their horse and buggy here or taken the train. They got spurs on. They're walking through this hallway, And right here, I still have it. It was taken, but I got it back. Was a steel grate cash register transaction piece. What's really cool about that is people would come there in the form of currency in 1880, and they would do the transaction, and then there's a safe right here where they would put the money. So I thought it was really, really cool that back then, people would come by train or horse, and they would do their transaction to pick up or drop off, and they would do the transaction with that form of money way back then, and they'd store it here. But this is where we want to have a restaurant, bar end up going. It seemed like a great space right on the water. Looks like a great space for a brewery. Again, they didn't have electricity back then, so this is the only light into this space. We're actually going to put those back. It's a historic element to the property, and illuminate it from the bottom so you can see it. We think that's going to be a cool historic part of the building. Just the main entrance, and you see how it will look better than this. So this building is probably not on anybody's radar as far as how it can be used and what can be used for. But the commercial spaces, residential spaces, and the dockside dining and riverfront, that is going to be available for businesses to access. And I think if certain businesses that want to move to downtown or expand to downtown, and people live downtown, it could be a good opportunity for them. I'm a Rockford guy. Rockford means a lot to me. And there's a lot of momentum in downtown Rockford. There is, with a lot of different developments going on. And we're making a massive investment in the iconic building just down the street. And having this building just 2 doors down be so dark, and it kind of gives a negative persona to a lot of people coming downtown. Well, it's dark, it's nasty, it's unsafe. I feel that bringing life to this building really shuts off any potential for that thought or that feeling, because you got the Riverview Ice House, you've got so much business around here that's doing very well, and it's a great place to be, it's a great place to experience. And there's one dark building downtown, it's this one. So I believe now changing this will improve not just this property, but all the surrounding ones too, and make people feel more comfortable and confident as they come downtown.